My name is Vanessa Ajiman. I am the founder and designer of Copper Dust. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, like our videos. Here on our YouTube channel, we share all our styling tips, home tips, just to give you a bit of expert advice to take you all the way. Today we'll talk about how to achieve the mid-modern century look in your home. It's a very popular trend at the moment, which is kind of concurrently running with the scandi look or Afro scandi look as well. So the first question or the first discussion to have about this is, what exactly is mid-modern century design? It is an American design movement that happened in the mid-20th century, and it falls under a broad range of categories, so graphic design, architecture and furniture, but it has a unique sense of look and appeal. So you'll find a lot of curves, a lot of natural woods such as oak, walnut, those type of materials. It's usually often complemented with lighter textures. So for example, on a piece of an armchair, you'll find this beautiful curved type of structure alongside a heavy duty kind of cotton, just to balance out the materials. So that in a nutshell is mid-modern century look. So the mid-modern century look can be achieved in many ways. It can be achieved through textiles, furniture and soft furnishing details. Most importantly, what mid-modern century appeal that a lot of people like is the fact that it's light and it's bright. So it's about dealing with a lot of natural light. So depending which way the space you're trying to give that style is facing, for example, if you're south facing, north facing, it might be slightly different. But most important element is natural light. So in terms of the color palette, it's always a very neutral, bright color palette. So you would have something like soft whites, or off-whites, or light greys, or hues of greys, touches of cream, but very, very subtle. So it's definitely shying away from any types of pops of color. That's not what you want. And then in terms of the furniture finishes, it's often like there's two. There's a medium color palette for wood, and then there's a slightly darker palette. So depending on what your preference is, you can either go medium, but it's not on the darker side. So I wouldn't recommend something like mahogany. So I would rather recommend an oak or a beech, just to kind of soften the space and to add touches of hues of brown, just to warm it up a bit. Is really nice. And in terms of artwork, this is where you can get really creative, because with artwork you can go really large or really small, but it's got that kind of touches of the Bauhaus movement, contemporary kind of colors such as navy, grey, browns is really beautiful, and often you'll find touches of green as well in the artwork. So what we'll do is we'll show you some examples of how you can achieve this look, and that should be the best way moving forward. Another great thing about mid-modern century look is that there's a lot of curves, which I find really softens the space, and you can always balance that out with textures. And when I say textures, that means in terms of the rug. So you can go for a scandi type rug with light touches of black and white, just to, add a bit of contrast to the curves in the space. There's a lot of botanical greenery, and as you know, green fingers are in at the moment, so you can really pop some greenery alongside the curves and the neutral palettes and the greys and the hues. And what you'll find is that slowly the items will begin to come together, and that in a nutshell is mid-century modern. Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like our video. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook.